myself or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah's inside of the conscientious, so I move with it.
Did you take me off? How I get home?
What's going on? What happened?
I can't hear.
You can't hear anything?
Mm-mm. Now I
Can
can
you
hear
hear?
you. I can't hear the. Mm-mm.
You couldn't hear the video?
Nope.
You could you see it?
I can't. And the little box usually is up, but yeah, nothing.
Oh my goodness. All right. Hold on. Let me bring that
That's
back
why I
then.
came on. I was like, wait a minute, something's going on.
Let me bring that
There we
back.
go.
Hold on a second. Apologies. I forgot to put it on the screen. That's what happened.
And like I was.
Do you think about that though? Do you ever think what you'll do if you?
Well,
do
yes,
go?
you think about it at nights when you're in the bed. You think about, if I went this way, what could have happened if I went this way, and I've figured it all out.
Yeah.
No people gain freedom until some have to die, some lose their wealth, some give up money, and like I would say, the white race when your people first got here, they didn't have these cameras and televisions and jet airplanes and air conditions and Howard Johnson's and Holiday Inns and Americana and Hilton hotels. They had to fight the Indians, watch their daughters raped and scabbed. Took 6 months to go from here to Los Angeles. Now you can do it in 3.5 hours. But nevertheless, they kept fighting and cutting down the trees. And they didn't see this, but they made a way for the present whites to rule. And the Japanese in World War II, they had these flights called suicide missions. They knew they would die, but they ran that plane, right? His life meant nothing when it came to the freedom of his daughter, his son, the future of his nation. And I would say, like the astronauts, 3 white astronauts almost got stranded in space, and their wives were waiting, and the children were worried because they could have been out there now, still in orbit.
Yeah.
But for the progress of white America in space, 8 astronauts died on the ground, and 3 almost not got back. But whenever people want to really make progress, some have to sacrifice a lot. And I like to say, white America right now is spending $30 million a day in Asia. Black and white boys are dying unjustly for nothing just to free somebody else. So why should I worry about going to little old jail to free my poor people who's been catching hell here for 400 years? And it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to put a.
Are you asking me for an answer to that?
It's kind of hard to put a black man, any black person in this country in jail, because if you ask the average one, we're already in jail. We've been in jail 400 years.
How does the subject changed so many times in that long sentence that I'm going to talk for a second now. that I really don't know how that connects with Howard Johnson's and everything, but it's a terrific long harangue there that you did. Do you feel bitter toward the entire white race? Do you think there's something about whiteness that is evil?
No, sir. No, sir. Whatever white people do as far as evil or as far as mistreatment, it's just the nature of the white race to be this way. If we check history,
Do you think it
there's
might be
always
human
been-
nature?
Yes, just human nature to kill. If white people,
Human nature.
I
not
watch
just white
television. If there's not a movie of white people shooting white people in shootouts and cowboy pictures, they're shooting Indians. If they're not shooting Indians, they shoot Negroes. If they're not doing that, they're shooting reindeers or elephants or killing something. Just got to shoot. The system is built on war.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think if it had happened the other way around, for some reason in what's the word, evolution, if the genes and the pigments had happened to work some other way, and if the nation of Africa, if the continent of Africa had developed the kind of civilization that ours has, is it possible that what I'm trying to say is there something intrinsically? I know this is part of the Muslim point, I assume, the black Muslim point, that there's something
I'm
intrinsically
just talking about history.
aggressive about white nature that there
I'm not
isn't
talking
about black.
No religious point. What I'm telling you is in history books, in your own books about this. I have a book called 100
Oh,
Years
sure,
of
I know
Lynching.
all there's.
So I'm not bringing up religion or nothing. This is just a fact that the world knows, But I would say that just the nature, from what I see of darker people, is peace. I say like the Japanese seem to be a peaceful people until somebody else came over, dictating and trying to rule them. The Hawaiians, they'd be on the beach doing their little dance. The Indian was building his whatever teepee or whatever you call it. The African was somewhere doing his little dance. These people have never tried to go to other planets or enslave other people or take over countries.
Actually, that isn't true. If you took, for example, let me just, I don't want to get in an argument with you, but Tahiti, for example, is always used as an example of the paradise that the white man came and destroyed. But if you look into the history of when I'm an expert because I just read a book about it, Captain Cook, but that supposedly peaceful paradise where people did nothing but pluck breadfruit off the trees and make love and had no disease until the white man got there, actually had a number of unpleasant aspects to it, like the fact that they strangled infants at birth to keep the population down, that there were live human sacrifices. So I know that there have been outrageous injustices against the black people in this country, but it doesn't really get us very far to talk about something as if the white man were some sort of intrinsic devil that no
That's
other
the
race
truth.
is.
You are right. What you said was the truth. The thing that you all have done to us is worse than the devil you told us about under the ground.
How would you like it if I were to lead into a commercial now?
Whatever you want to say, but when you say
After
devil,
this message
you're right.
from our local stations, we'll return.
Commercial. Go to commercial. We'll end there.
And now a word from our sponsors out this month.
When we go to commercial, please, right now. Cut.
Man, you know who that dude remind me of? From Now. That's like Bill Maher now.
Oh, right.
He's like
It looked like him too. He's his ancestor.
Yeah.
It's his elder if he's still here.
But that is a clip from the Dick Cavett show, and that's on their page. And so just to be safe and follow the rules, we got it in the description and all that. But copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So that's fair use for that clip right there. YouTube, whatever you call them, fact checkers. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on, family? Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Welcome to another episode of Sincere Love the GodCast. I am the God Sincere Love here with my lovely co-host, Nicely girl in a digital building.
Hey.
What's going on with you this week, beloved?
Oh, good. I had a good weekend. It's nice, like super warm, like beautiful out here. Like no complaints about the weather. Of course, please, Black Power, reparations, everybody, and welcome to the God class.
Right, right. Yeah, it's that time.
Hey,
It's that
Mama Love.
time. So again, what's going on, Mama Love? Everybody in the building. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, it's getting real springy down here in Georgia as well. You know what I'm
Ooh.
saying? Today was a rainy day, but we need that rain as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm, don't want that.
Say what?
I said, I don't want that. People out here, a little drizzle, people can't drive. Like, it's just, no. No. People can't drive or see.
Word up. Nah, but it's cool, man. It's cool. I mean, I ain't do much today though. Just chilled around the
Yeah,
crib, you know, clean, cook,
that's what I
and
did.
putting together some content, getting things set up for today. Listening to the minister, of
Of
course.
course, of
Happy
course, we
Savior's
need
Day
that.
to all of the believers.
Right?
Happy Savior's Day. Definitely was checking out the swan song today from the minister.
Hmm.
I saw you was tuning in as well. We was having some technical difficulties
Yeah,
too, you
right.
know, because there was the stream was available pretty much on all the platforms to a certain degree, except for YouTube, right? YouTube knocked that
Right.
joint out early.
YouTube knocked it out before it started. It was
Right,
like, no.
right. So I was watching it on Facebook at first, and it was fine until it got cut off. It just got cut off out of
Yeah.
nowhere. And then I went to the
Rumble,
Rumble,
I believe it's called. Yeah,
which I had never heard of.
me
And so
neither.
I was watching it on Rumble. The stream was fine, and that got cut off toward the end. You know what I'm saying? But I was looking up Rumble and all that to see, what that platform is about. Because we got to look for alternatives because YouTube be on the nonsense. And I see that
You heard of
they
fan base?
huh?
Have you heard of fan base or tried fan base yet?
I haven't tried it. I heard of it. Yeah, I haven't
I
tried
heard
it.
about it too. I haven't tried it.
Yeah. Technical difficulties equals hell to the no.
Right.
He going too far. He wasn't even going hard on the
He
white
wasn't.
supremacists today.
He
You know what I
wasn't.
mean? He was just giving his people the good old word of God.
That's all.
He wasn't even going
What
too
was
hard on
needed.
the white supremacists, man. Y'all chill out. Y'all so
They
damn scared of that man.
panicked.
So damn scared of that man. That man almost 90 years old.
Right.
He ain't never heard of fly. What
They
y'all what
hit the
y'all scared
panic
of?
button. They hit the panic button prematurely. See?
Word. Word. But it was cool though, man. I always like to hear from the minister. I always love to hear from the minister.
Yeah.
Um, you see when he shouted out Brother Ben, Brother Rizzo,
I was proud of that because those are young brothers that's on the ground doing a lot of great work here, all over, you know what I'm
right,
saying? And also feeding, their people, empowering their people in many ways. So I was so proud and thrilled for them, but just for us, as Black people, it's a lot of times the elders do not give the young people a lot of credit, you know what I'm saying? So for
right,
him to do that on this national platform, I was so, so excited for them.
right. Dr. Wesley Muhammad, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Even some of the the people that went up before, I didn't catch the whole thing. When I got on there, Brother Nori was speaking
Hmm.
and he was taking up the donations. Brother Nori was taking up the donations.
Yeah, did you
And
hear some names?
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
I wanted to talk about that a little bit because
Hmm.
first of all, shout out to our people, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For showing so much love. You know what I mean? And there's a couple of things I want to touch on with that too, though. Because you hear some, like you said, you heard some names that you might have been surprised to hear
Hmm.
that was donating some bread. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Cash money, Baby and
Yeah.
Slim donated a couple of times. I think they did like
Yeah.
two separate $10,000 donations. 2 Chains and
Dougie
what's some
Fresh.
who?
Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh was in the
Hmm.
building. Yep. Uh, a lot of people from the hip hop community
Hmm.
was showing love. Even one of the fraternities, they shouted out one of the
Yeah.
fraternities. Forgot
Hmm.
which one it was, but one of the fraternities, they gave some bread. And every time they have a Savior's Day, they always get a lot of love as far as donations.
Right.
And that just goes to show the value and the credibility of not only the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, but the Nation of Islam as a whole. That whole organization, like they just got the ultimate credibility to be
Right.
able to get some of those people to show love and donate, and
Publicly.
they know they're going to be criticized. They know they're going to be ridiculed. They know they may be risking, certain things that they got going on. Dougie Fresh been down since college. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those brothers too.
Yep.
That, that gave, that had their name announced, because they could have did it anonymously too.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, publicly they did it without that fear, like you said, of the ridicule, because we know what comes with that.
Mm-hmm. And so also I didn't watch it, but I just seen it in my feed that I guess yesterday or the day before, Brother Nuri was on the Breakfast Club.
I didn't see it, but I saw the promo thing, but I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Yeah, so they had Nuri on there promoting the Savior's Day event and all of that. And so, I give the brothers credit for doing what they did, but I also, and I mentioned this before, I don't know if it was on here or I did a post about it or whatever, but I mentioned this before. We know that for the longest time, Minister Farrakhan has always been the litmus test for people trying to get in good graces with the white supremacists.
Right.
Whether you're going for political office, whether you're trying to, get in the entertainment industry or whatever the case may be, you're trying to get a better position, better job, Barack Obama, others, that dude that's in Minnesota, he used to be in the Nation. Keith Ellison, I think he's in Minnesota.
Yeah, Keith Ellison, you're right. Keith Ellison. Yeah.
All of them had to come out and denounce Minister Farrakhan in order to, get their political positions that they have and all of that. And we've seen plenty of people do it in the media, plenty of the entertainers for simply just taking a picture with the man, shaking the man's hand. They had to come out and make apologies and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so what I've been seeing, though, over the last few years, and I want people to pay attention to this, I feel like certain people have been given permission to stand next to the minister. Certain people have been given the green light because they know that's going to build credibility with the grassroots. Because normally, for decades, standing next to the minister got you publicly ridiculed and punished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I see people that have large platforms that are in the establishment media, like the Breakfast Club, supporting the minister and not being ridiculed for it, ain't nobody coming down on them about it. Ain't nobody telling them they gotta apologize. Ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That makes me feel like they've been given a green light so that they can have credibility with the people.
Great observation. I see where you're going. Yes.
You know what I mean? And so, I want people to pay attention to that, because everything is not always what it seems. And so we could give people credit when they do something good, but that don't mean they on team Black empowerment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? And we always point that out too. Whenever, like when Dave Chappelle standing his ground against the LGBT community, we stood with him and gave him his props and gave him his respect for doing what he was supposed to do. But at the same time, we're not under any illusions that means he's with the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes for everybody. All of these celebrities and all of that, we can't really rely on them and depend on them. The power is going to come from the ground, like Vicky always says. The power is going to come from us. You know what I mean? So when we see some of these people that's on these large platforms that got a little bit of paper and all of that, doing the right thing here and there, it's okay to salute that, but that don't mean, you know what I'm saying, oh, now we got a leader. Oh, now we got, you know what I'm saying? We can't look at it like that.
So then you think like Brother Nori being on the Breakfast Club, this past week, I'm wondering like, okay, we can talk about this, but we can't talk about that. I'm sure they gave him some type of, rules in a way, like, we can talk about X, Y, and Z, but we're not going to be able to talk about this.
That goes with media anyway.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That goes with media anyway. They usually have, like, certain people that we bring on that's used to getting interviewed and stuff like that. They'll ask us for the questions beforehand
Right.
because that's normally what happens. You know what I'm saying? With these regular mainstream platforms, there'll be a list of questions, and there'll be a list of things not to touch on as well.
Mhm.
Sometimes that could come from the interviewer or the interviewee. It could go both ways. Like if somebody
Right.
got some type of scandal that they don't want to talk about, I'm gonna agree to come on your platform, but we're not gonna talk about that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Or it could be the other way around. Like, okay, Nori, we're gonna have you on, but we ain't gonna talk about the jab, or you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't watch it, so I don't know, what they
I need
discussed
that.
and what
That's
they didn't discuss. But yeah, it does definitely go down like that. Right? So yeah, I just definitely want to point that out. So once again, happy Savior's Day to the family. And much respect to just the Nation of Islam, man. Minister Farrakhan, the OG, still doing his thing, still got the same fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I
like
love
he
it.
said, he ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm
I
gonna
did
be
like that.
quiet a little bit. Yeah, I'm going on vacation, if you will, but I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I did kind of like how he flipped the swan song
Hmm.
metaphor theme. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, y'all thought this was my swan song. No, this might be
Right.
your swan song. Right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't no retirement for a man of God. You know what I
Right.
mean? I love that. I love that. Absolutely.
And
So,
the fact that he stood there so long, you know what I'm saying? This is an elder. Like he said, I'm knocking on 90. And they wanted him to sit for a while. I got this. We good. I
yeah,
got this.
I'm cool. He wasn't even. They gotta
Yeah.
remind. They gotta remind him to drink some water.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here with a big ass jug of water every couple of minutes. They
Right.
gotta remind the minister, hey, you might want to drink some
Right.
water, man. You know what I mean? What's going on, Star? Peace, peace.
Hey.
Christina, appreciate y'all joining. And so yeah, today's episode is what's the title? What was the title on that
Um,
thing?
I forgot. Let me look.
I gotta get the wording correct.
Um, cut the check or lose the war.
Cut the check or lose the war. So there's a lot going on in the world,
A
as
whole lot.
as we all know, as we all know. But here at Team Black Empowerment, we are keeping our eyes on the ball. We are not going
Mm-hmm.
to allow them to change the subject and make us,
Distract us.
prioritize other things.
Right.
Reparations is still the number one priority.
Period.
We're not going to let them off the hook because of
Mhm.
some other issues that they got going on, because the time is never right when it come to us. When it come to
Right.
us getting justice, when it come to us getting repaired. What's up, King?
Can I get a snack?
Yeah. When it come to us getting repaired, something else is always more pressing. Something else is always more important.
Like,
You know what
isn't
I'm
it
saying?
convenient? I'm gonna close this door. It keeps squeaking
And
and.
so if it's not what's going on, Merc Life, if it's not the pandemic, it's gonna be something else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now they got this issue going on with Russia and the Ukraine and all of this
Right.
stuff. You know what I mean? And
And even with that, look how they're treating the darker people there.
right,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
I know y'all been seeing some of those images, some of those videos of the Africans trying to flee from the Ukraine to get into Poland. They're not even letting them get on the trains. They providing free trains for the Ukrainians to get up out of there, and they telling the Negroes, oh no, y'all gotta hold your own
Back
nuts.
of the bus. Back of the bus.
Y'all gotta hold your own nuts.
Right.
And so that fleeing mentality, man, y'all see that fleeing mentality ain't it?
Mm.
You know what I
Mm.
mean? You flee from home to go somewhere else, and then shit get hot over there. Now you looking to flee somewhere else. Stay your ass home. Fight against the white supremacists on your homeland. Get them damn resources out of
Mhm.
the tiny minority of Asians and whites that's over there.
Right.
Get those resources out of their hands. Get that land and all that shit back from home where you live at. Get those corrupt puppet politicians out the
Out of
mix and handle your business at home. y'all got all the resources in the world.
The thing
Everything,
is, they're going to
everything
make
that the
those
world needs to go
excuses.
around is already on that continent.
Right. Even the
So
education that they love to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Even the education that you love to talk about, and they make the excuse, oh, well, we're going to study abroad like everyone else does.
mm,
Yeah, we're not using that excuse anymore either, you know.
mm,
And even if you are going to study abroad, even if you're going, to get educated, you take what, 3, 4 years to get a degree?
take your ass back home with your
Take your
degree.
ass back home. Exactly.
Take your ass back home. Since now you got the education, right? Now
Hmm.
you got, you're supposed to be educated, so you should have the wherewithal to be able to go back home and build. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Get some infrastructure popping off. Get some roads paved and some indoor plumbing
Right.
popping off. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is that degree? What good is that degree if you can't do anything for yourself or
With
for
it.
your people?
Right.
All you're gonna do is get a job for the people that's responsible for tearing up your homeland in the first place. But we gonna get into all of that,
We're
man.
going into. Matter of fact, I just sent you a DM because the president of Ukraine, gave this, nice little speech or whatever, and he basically, you know, um, he feels bad for the white hair, blue-eyed people being killed. No mention of the black people there, though, because again, the African people, the black people there, are also affected by this too. I don't feel like they're showing us if any of them died. I'm sure there were some black casualties as well. Of course, they're not going to show us that, but the fact that you're not mentioning them at
Yeah, and,
all.
and to be honest, me personally, I don't I don't look at a lot of the videos. I try to get the information, the pertinent information about what's going on, so I can stay abreast about what's going on. But a lot of the traumatizing videos, the violence and all of that shit, me
Oh my
personally,
God.
I try not to look at too much of it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and
I had a
also
bunch of people DMing it to me. People were DMing me, tagging me in it, like,
that's the
want
only
my
reason
thoughts.
why I saw the thing with the
But yeah,
Africans.
yeah,
That's the only reason why I saw that, because everybody started sending it to my DM.
yeah.
I don't know if they wanted me to post it, or they just want to hear what I had to say
Probably.
about it or what. But you know, it sucks to
Yeah.
be them. But let's see what you're talking about
Me, I'm
here.
sorry. It's
This
very
is on their
emotional
link.
for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles and his helicopters and his rockets.
And so, of course, I understand and respect the emotion. What you are outlining there is this tension between longer term efforts to apply pressure to Vladimir Putin, such as financial sanctions, and the very immediate military threat which you're experiencing.
Me, I'm sorry. It's very emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles and his.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Let us know how
Wow.
you
I'm
really
just
feel.
saying. Hmm.
Let us know how
So
you
just
really feel.
to cap or recap on that, or not, to piggyback on that, white supremacy is global. It's not in just one area, right? So, and this right here is just letting and showing us, and this is from their president. And again, he looking out for his people. Should I'm kind of not mad at it in a way because
Right.
that's what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing.
Right. No, I love an honest white
Yeah.
supremacist.
Right.
You know what I mean? I prefer an honest white supremacist all day. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it's very telling, that he would say that, right? He's emotional and he's disturbed because he's seeing images of himself,
Mhm.
being mutilated, being killed by Putin's missiles, right? And they want to talk about that. They bombarding us with all of this information about Russia invading Ukraine, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, poor Ukraine, the Ukrainians, and this, that, and the third. But at the same time, Biden just sent some missiles over there in Syria.
Mhm.
They're not really showing
Somalia.
that.
Somalia.
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 I'm sorry.
There were
I'm sorry.
airstrikes by the U.S. in Somalia, not
Right.
people. and not a peep from a lot of these people with these huge platforms, such as Taylor X, Martin Luther King, as I call him. You know what I'm saying? Not a mention of that. So anytime, the U.S. is dropping bombs and doing something, all of a sudden we put our blinders on. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to talk about. We're going to ignore it and overshadow that with other news.
It has to be sanctioned by the white supremacists. Otherwise, we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it.
It's not an emergency. Nobody cares. And my thing is, it's just a wake-up call for everybody.
We've been
It's a wake-up call for everybody, man, because you said that was in Somalia. We hear a lot of these Somalis getting on these calls in these spaces telling us how Caucasian they are.
Right. Just Friday. This
You know
man
what I
is
mean?
serious as a heart attack. What do you identify with racially? What is your race? He said with a straight face, I'm assuming, Caucasian. Black as tar, but he was Caucasian.
Legally, he
I'm
is.
confused. And he believes he is.
That's the thing. Legally, they are. And I'm gonna pull something up while we talk about that. We kind of
confused.
All right, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. We might be all over the place right now, but whatever.
That's all right.
We talking about what we talking about. But let me see if I can find something real quick to show a good example of what I'm talking about, because a lot of people are confused about that. But these people be blacker than us, legally white.
Right.
Let me see. Yeah, I think this is it.
But Somalia is in the continent, so how is he? I'm just like, you guys have no idea. I was yelling at my phone. I was talking to him as if he could hear me, because I was like, dude, like, you can't be. Honestly, I thought he was a troll, but the more he spoke, I was like, this man is really serious. He's a white man, a coconut.
Hold on, that wasn't the video. I'm trying to find the right one. But yeah, remember, man, confusion is a weapon. Confusion and deception is a weapon of the white supremacists. Okay, hold on a second. I think I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it. All right, now this brother right here, and you might have seen this before, Nicely Girl. I'm pretty sure you've seen this before.
Let's see.
Some of y'all might not have seen this before, but this brother right here is a black Egyptian, and he had to fight to be classified as black. They was forcing him to classify as white in order to, I think, to continue his education or whatever it was. Look at this Negro right here.
Look at him.
Look at this Negro right here. Big old afro sitting on his head. Look like my uncle.
Right.
This look like my uncle.
I got two uncles that look like that.
But watch. Listen to this.
2, 3, 4, 5 cents, however many cents you want to put in there, because this is a trip right here.
Okay.
I am a black Egyptian. My father is much darker than I am. My mother is lighter than I am. In Egypt, people are identified by the religion first, not the race. So in Egypt, if you are Christian, you are a minority person. But if you're black, you're not a minority person. You are a part of the mainstream society. And I came from this background. And in Egypt, you identify as Arab and as Muslim. And in this country, when I first came, I identified myself as Arab American and Muslim first. And gradually, I became to identify myself as black. I came to the U.S. in 1978, and I became a U.S. citizen in 1985. When I became a U.S. resident, I was told by the Immigration and Naturalization that I am white. And I told them that I'm black, and they said, no, in this country, you are white. All Arabs in this country, all Arab immigrants are white. I didn't pay much attention in the beginning to this, because in the Arab world, we identify with our ethnicity first as Arabs, and then with the race second as black or white or whatever. But in this country, you identify with your racial group first and then with your ethnicity second. Gradually, I became black first and Arab second. And I rejected my white classification publicly for the first time in 1987, in February. as a panelist in a function sponsored by the Association of the Study of Black Life and History in Detroit. I said that I belong to two minority groups. I'm Arab American and Black American, and I'm racially Black and ethnically Egyptian. I was harassed by my employer right after that. I work for a white school district. The superintendent is white. All the associate superintendents are white, even though that we provide services to 30% Black population. But the organization is white and the approach is very white. The attitude towards me changed completely after I went out publicly and rejected my white classification. One coworker came to me and told me, a white coworker came to me and told me right after the function that he met with the superintendent, and if I don't keep my mouth shut, my educational career is over. He said, you have nothing to do with these people. You have a history and a culture. These people came from the jungle. You have nothing to do with them. These people lie and steal. When I see one of them in my neighborhood, I call the police. And I was told by the director of general education, who is retired now, in '88, I was told by him that I get people angry when I say that I'm Black Egyptian. If I just say that I'm Egyptian, I would get along. I have to add that I was denied promotion twice because I chose Black classification. This is part of my 2 lawsuits against my employer, which are currently pending. 2 lawsuits.
Now, just for
yeah. So that was a little bit lengthy, but I want to try to hear what he had to say, because that's the mind fuck that they run on a lot of these people. Arabs, like he was saying, a lot of the people that come from those Eastern African countries, they've been mixed in with the Arabs. That's the countries that was invaded by Arabs and all of that. You know, the Somali area, even parts of the Sudan. That's where that kid from Fresh and Fit, that's where his family is from. Sudan. What else is over there? Libya, Ethiopia, places like that. You know what I'm saying? And so when they come over here, especially as children, now this man came as an adult and he already had like some sense of his identity. And so he rejected it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of them come over here and they embrace all of everything that he said they was telling him. They swallow that shit whole. They say, oh yeah, I ain't like those niggas. I'm different.
Yeah.
I'm
different. I'm gonna call the police too. I'm gonna call the police on them too.
Right. And that's where all of this vitriol comes from. You know what I'm saying? This mentality is bred in order to weaponize those people against us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully that explains some things to people who never saw that before. Hopefully that gives like some clarification, because I know people are confused, like, what are these people talking about? Like, what is all this about? And I even saw one guy who was from Trinidad who had a similar situation. Black as hell. And I forgot why they was making him classify as white. When he came over here, he had to classify as white, but he rejected it also.
I'm thinking for their numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what
they're trying to boost their numbers, you know, whether that's in the census, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's, you know, to breed in with them so they can, you know, keep their lifeline going. But it's for their numbers, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what it's for as far as the white supremacists are concerned. And then also, like you said, you know, they have this this buffer class of people that they can utilize for a couple of reasons. Number one, they can hold them up as models of progress. They say, you know, if these niggas can make it, what's wrong with these niggas over here? We're not racist. Look at all these black people we got working at our company. Look at all these black people we got doing so well, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And also, they serve as a good buffer class. And, you know, scientifically, the white supremacists need to inject melanin in their bloodline in order to keep their race going as well, too. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword for them with that melanin, because it's the fear of genetic annihilation, but it's also you can't live without it. You can't survive without it. You know what I'm saying? And so the lighter they can get those Arabs and those Asians to be, where they could use them to carry their seeds, you know what I'm saying? Because the white women are not giving birth fast enough. They're not reproducing fast enough for them to keep their race going. So they need a host. You know what I'm saying? They need a host. So these light-skinned pale Arabs and these
with afros,
Eastern Asians, not homeboy, he won't work out for them. He wouldn't work out for them. But some of the other ones, like somebody like who could I think of? Trying to think of a public figure that we might look at as white, but they Arab on the low. Not Elon Musk. Elon Musk is
No,
white.
he's just
South African.
white supremacist. That's Arab.
I know you got the dude from the Matrix.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is
But he's
actually
half Asian though, right?
half Asian.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what they want.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want to be able to reproduce with somebody where they can produce that. You know what I'm saying? Gardner Murillo, boom today. How you doing? Are you over there in the Ukraine somewhere?
Right.
Are you over there in the what country are you in, Gardner? Appreciate you tuning into the Godcast though. Either way,
Right. He's been
hit
here
that like
several
button.
times.
Hit that
He
like
or
button.
he or she has been here every week. Welcome.
Is that the same person?
That's
not
the
the same
one.
person.
Yeah.
I
I've
never
seen
saw
that
that
name.
name. Oh, you have?
Yeah,
I never
and then
noticed.
that language too. Whatever.
Yeah, I remember before there was somebody else, but we blocked
Mhm.
them. We blocked them because they didn't want to get on. This is somebody else. Maybe they got a new screen name. You know.
Right.
You know how they do. But click the like button, hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you can be reminded every time we go live with new content. Okay, appreciate that, Star. Star don't have the tools though. I got to get you modded up, Star, so you can get them out of here for us. If that's the case, we got Crown 808. We got you modded up.
I don't think so.
Let me see. Let me see something. Do that right now if I can. Oh no, I can't. Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. All right, Star, you're a mod now. You're a mod now, Star. Appreciate you. But where were we?
I was just talking about, how they, try and force these people to classify themselves as white in order to, get the numbers up as also as enforcement against us, against.
Right. Right.
And it's worked. What we've
Exactly.
learned over the last month, it has worked.
It definitely has worked.
Yes.
It definitely has worked. And so, hopefully that explains some things and, people can understand where we coming from and why we deem it necessary for us to circle those wagons and get our people on code.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, what did that have to do with what's going on over there in the Ukraine? I forgot how we got into that.
We just kind of got into that because, again, as we said, the people in the diaspora, you guys are going to have to stop fleeing, stop running, whether that's here or other parts of the country. You're going to have to stay at home and build there. Even if you do go and educate yourself abroad, go back home. You guys get places, you get comfortable, and then you want to stay. And I find it hard to believe that they have not experienced some type of racism there.
They don't look at it as racism though. That's the problem. They definitely experience it. And this was an interesting tweet that I saw today. Let me find that. I didn't mean to cut you off either, but you just reminded me of
let's
that.
get it popping. Yeah.
Just reminded me
I
of that.
just find it hard to believe that, or is it, I don't feel like, I think they know. They are just dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? They're just adjusting to it. You know what I mean? As long as maybe they don't touch me, perhaps, and I'm allowed to come over here and work hard, they're just tolerating it. I don't think, when you're being mistreated.
Right.
Like, that's human nature. A child knows when it's being mistreated.
Right. Hold on. I'm looking for that tweet because that was some bullshit. I had so many tweets.
Did you save it?
I didn't save it because I didn't even think to use it, but you just made me think of it when you said that. Give me 1 second. I have it up. Okay. I think this is it here. Yes. Okay, let me share the screen.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Now check this out, family. This dude, I think he's Nigerian. I think he's a Nigerian dude. That looks like a Nigerian name.
Oh,
But he
I saw
says,
this.
Poland and other European nations that border the Ukraine are allowing fleeing Ukrainians, Indians, Arabs, and other nationals to cross their border and take refuge in their country. The only people they are barring are Black Africans, and right now there are hundreds of them. Where's the next part? The next part is here. Students stranded on the Polish border. Worst of all, it is the fact that the Ukrainians themselves are not allowing Africans to board the free trains that they have provided for Ukrainians and other nationals to leave the Ukraine and flee to Europe. There are reports that the Ukrainian police got on these free trains and removed all the Africans, saying they had to stay, whilst they allowed nationals from all other countries, including India, etc., to proceed. That is how low down the ladder Africans are now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It is so sad, and I am glad that the BBC has reported it. Treating Nigerians and other Africans with such contempt is unacceptable. Do our people not have the right to flee from Russian bombs and carnage too, and save their lives? This is nothing but pure racism, and it is evil. Even when they are fighting and people are dying, the Europeans are still denying some people access to their borders simply because of their skin color. How wicked can they be? Where are all the pro-Ukrainian, Nigerian, and African voices now? Actually, that wasn't the brother that I was looking for. There was another brother who was talking about the same issue, but at the end of his thread, he said, "But I don't blame them. I blame the African leaders."
What?
That's what he said. He was talking about all of those same issues that was going on in the Ukraine, and then he was like, "But I don't blame them. I blame the African leaders." He still brought the blame back to the Black folks.
Right.
That wasn't him though. I had the wrong tweet right there.
So still no accountability for the white supremacists that are treating those people like that.
Right.
Still no accountability. We're still going to point at you darkies. It's your fault.
Right.
That's crazy. I thought that it was interesting. I think I sent it to you guys this morning. Martin Luther King had tweeted, spoke this morning in great length to people at multiple border crossings in the Ukraine. A very important point of clarification. It's not just Africans having trouble crossing, but all immigrants of color, including Indians, Latinos, Arabs, European immigrants crossing earlier. That what this person said contradicts exactly what he said.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know
she's talking about Sean King, y'all. That's what she's talking about, by the way. She's talking about Sean King.
Right.
Yeah, Sean King, man. Y'all been putting me on more to his funny style. That's because I never really paid too much attention to him. I don't know much about the guy. I know he was, with the whole Black Lives Matter shit and all of that. And I've seen some tweets from him that other people retweeted. And, when that whole Charlottesville shit was popping off, I know he was, exposing some of the identities of some of the, getting some of those people arrested that was out there assaulting Black folks and shit like that. And so other than that, I didn't know much about him. But the more and more y'all be sending me his stuff, that dude is hella funny style.
Man, here's another one. Let me try to explain something. As a rule, Africans around the world will stand up, speak out, and fight for oppressed people everywhere.
Where?
When?
Africans where? He said Africans around the world.
That's what he said.
So I would say, the ones, of course, here, the Foundational Black Americans, and I will give some credence to some of the brothers over there in the UK. But other than that,
what you talking
it's South
about,
Africa. I'll give it to
Sean,
South
what
Africa.
You talking about? Sean, oh, inquiring minds want to know.
These people got a fleeing culture. That's what they do. They'll fight each other. They will have all these tribal wars and fight to the death, chop each other up, commit genocide on each other, one tribe versus the other. But when it comes to the white supremacists or the Asians, they just get out of Dodge as soon as shit get hot. get up out of Dodge.
And speaking of y'all's President Biden has asked Congress for $6.4 billion in additional funding for the Ukrainian conflict, basically to help some more white folk come over here and start pointing their fingers at us and telling us to pull our pants up. And what about black on black crime?
They can always find a check. They can always find a reason to cut a check for somebody else's issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Negroes, we got to do all type of studies. You know, it's too complicated. We don't know who it's going to go to.
Right.
We got to hear from Danny Glover, and let's see what Bill Maher thinks about all this. We just got to get everybody's opinion all up in the mix when it come to our shit. But everybody else, they immediately start getting straight to the money.
No study, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about, well, maybe you guys need to get better educated, and all this.
Right.
Check. And we're talking about $6.4 billion. When we add up what has been given to the Asian community, the Hispanic community, now this Ukrainian community, and others, the white LGBT community, y'all could have already paid our reparations, because obviously you can just push a button and print money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all making it rain for everybody except Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, freedmen, right, that built this country. Here we are literally fighting tooth and nail, and y'all talking about we got to study what happened. What the study? What? We already know.
Man.
We know.
And
you're trying to purposely make it difficult. You know what I'm saying? Running this confusion and bringing these confused Black immigrants to run interference on our claim. Like all these tactics. As a matter of fact, I want to say Thursday or Friday, there was supposed to be the vote on the AB 3121 bill. And this was basically to say, who it goes to. And at the last minute, they canceled the meeting and postponed it basically again. And then right after that, they ended up passing the bill, or we don't know if it was before or after, but they passed the bill for HR 40 in order to study. So they intentionally did that again to run interference.
Wait, so they passed HR 40?
HR 40, we're allowed to study, y'all. But we were like, or the people, our people who we communicate in the background with, they're saying, no, HR 40 is pretty much for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not doing anything. So we're trying to say, no, we want this AB 3121 because it's specific. It's based on lineage, not race. Right? Because anyone can say they're Black. Now they're using the terms, well, what about the Afro Latinos? What about the Afro this and Afro that? So we're like, no, it's not about race based. It's about lineage, right? So that's what the AB 3121 was for. They postponed it and then snuck in the passing of the HR 40 to do the study.
And so that's nothing but a stalling tactic.
A stalling tactic.
To buy some more time. So now when they start doing the get out the vote initiatives, they got something to say. Hey, well, we studying for reparations right now, y'all. So y'all got to make sure y'all vote. We doing the study. So once the study gets done and over with, if y'all want us to make something happen for y'all got to make sure we stay in power. So get out the vote. Get out the vote.
And thank you, Chick Name Star. That AB 3121, like she said, is the one for California. Everybody, including myself, is not too keen about it being, a state thing, but it will set a precedent for our, national claim, our federal claim. But again, they're still playing games. Nonetheless, they're playing games because again, they're going to use this as, well, look, we passed this bill. We are working on something for Black America.
That's all it's about.
Yeah,
that's all it's about. You know what I'm saying? It's a stalling tactic. It's a pump fake. It's all of the above. You know what I mean? Because it's really not as complicated as they're trying to make it out to be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The same way they've been printing all of this money out of thin air for the Asians, for the Afghans, for the pandemic, and now the Ukrainians and everything else. It's the same. It's the same way. One stroke of a pen. One stroke of a pen. Let's get this done. Issue a public apology, and then cut the check.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Excuse me. Now, funny, I don't know when this was published because the date is not on it.
But
But
I'm
maybe.
looking at that Ukrainian, that Russian Ukrainian. Before we move on to that next story,
Mhm.
I'm looking at that Russian Ukrainian situation. Like, what about white on white crime?
Right,
You know what I mean? What about white on white crime?
right.
White folks is losing their damn mind, just killing each other, bombing each other left and right,
Mhm.
and all that. And we supposed to, we supposed to feel sorry for them.
Right. Wait.
Why
Did
don't
you
we
see
do a
the
study?
Negro
Why don't we do a
pastor?
study to see why they can't stop killing each other?
Right. What's wrong with them? Is it what do they tell us? We're inherently, crazy or
Right,
dumb. So are they inherently killers,
right,
murderers of one another?
all right, man. People need to get it together, man.
I saw this.
Where are the fathers?
Right.
Where are the
Yeah.
fathers over there in Eastern Europe? Where are the fathers?
Right.
Because man,
Right.
who raises animals like this?
I don't know if you saw the Negro pastor on social media. He had up in the pulpit this big screen and it showed Ukraine, right? And he's on his knees with his hands up there crying. I was like, nigga, if you don't get your goofy ass up and stop, like, why did you even post this goofy shit? I was like, Negro, if you don't get off your knees, stand up with your chest out, fool.
I ain't even see that.
It just be too much. We be so extra. Like, stop it.
I ain't even see that. For I don't want to see it either.
You don't want to see it. And then, when the airstrikes with and I mind you, I've been up in everybody that's posting about Ukraine, D.L. Hughley, however you say his name, Sean King, all of them that's been posting. I'm making my point to comment in their comments. What about the U.S. airstrikes in Somalia?
Right,
I hear all this about this, but the U.S. is bombing people too. They're also killing innocent people and
right.
families, right? So why aren't y'all talking about this? I'm waiting for them to block me. Eventually, it's gonna happen because I've been tagging their ass,
Their lives don't matter.
right? And they
But
always pushing out the Negroes to do it. Like Sean ain't no Negro. He's a fake Negro. He pretends to be Negro, but he's not Negro. Even though he says he's part Negro. We have no evidence of that, but he's
yeah,
the he's the male version of Rachel Dolezal, y'all.
that was strange when I saw that, man.
And
You showed me that too.
yeah, my thing is if you are white, right, just be white and still help the people. Like, why do you have to lie?
Yeah, you ain't got to be black to want justice.
Right, right. But anyway,
What else you got?
so what we can talk about? Are we moving on from Ukraine?
I mean, we're gonna mix it in. That's the theme of the show. We'll tie it in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the theme of today's episode. We not, everything is still about cut the check. You know what I mean?
Definitely about cut the check. So I ran across this article. Again, I don't know how long ago it is because it just says 9/02. Maybe it is from 02. But anyway, the International Court of Justice (IC) on Wednesday set at 325 million the amount of reparations that Kampala must pay to Kinshasa for the
Kinshasa.
invasion by Uganda of the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. So we have reparations, that, and actually the total amount of it all ended up being like $11 billion total that they were made to pay.
So they make it black people pay other black people
Black
reparations.
People, yeah, because they enslaved some of their own people.
Yeah, that whole I forgot what was the name of that conflict that they had over there.
It doesn't say. It's just a really small thing, and I saw that. And since
No, that wasn't no small thing. That was a big thing. It went on for a long time.
Yeah,
it went on for a long time. But yeah, I mean, I don't even know how I feel about that. I want to congratulate folks for getting their reparations. Do your thing.
my thing is, we know how to hold other dark people to the fire. but we cannot hold, the main one to the fire and make him do what he's
So
supposed
I
to do.
got a question. We black too. Can
Right,
we get some of that reparations?
right,
Are we entitled to some of that reparations?
right.
Because everybody
And
seem to feel like they're entitled to ours.
CARICOM, CARICOM, are Black Americans on your, fight for reparations from, those people, folks you're trying to get it from?
Because we
I'm
want
just
y'all to get
asking.
it. We want y'all to get it. We ain't against nobody getting their
Right,
reparations. And them folks owe, them folks need to pay.
right.
But I'm just saying, you know, can we get PC?
I'm just saying.
Can we get PC on that? Let me know.
They will slam the door in our face.
Right.
Look at you niggas. You niggas.
Right.
You know.
Right. But everybody
So
is like super entitled when it come to us, though.
mhm.
When it come to us, everybody just have that strong sense of entitlement. Like, what y'all mean, foundational Black American? What y'all mean? We all
It is
black.
our fault. It's our fault. Because the thing is, we've always, as we've discussed before, have always tried to be a bit more African, right?
Mm-hmm.
Changing our names, wearing the dashikis, wearing the African garb, highlighting a lot, well, not a lot because they didn't have many, but the leaders that they did have in their country, I think we did a better job, what I'm saying, of, shouting them out and,
Even
um,
just uncovering the African history. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
We've done a better
Uncovering the
job at
history of
that for them,
Africa. It's
you
been
know.
us connecting back with that ancient history. It's been us holding that up and really trying to portray Africa in a positive light. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was us getting tattoos on our body, whether it was wearing
Mhm.
African medallions, like you said, changing our names, throwing on
Mhm.
dashikis. You know what I mean? Lots of things.
Right.
Just going out of our way. And like I pointed out to y'all the other day in the chat that we got, the term Afrocentric is a term that came
Mhm.
about and was popularized based off of foundational Black Americans having that strong sense of Africanness.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? If you was conscious, if you was, Erica Badu wearing head
Right.
wraps and burning incense, if you was on that shit, you was Afrocentric.
Afrocentric.
Because anytime that we did things that were positive, things that were edifying, we associated that with Africa. You know what I'm saying? When we was doing nigga shit, you know what I'm saying? Gang
Oh yeah.
banging, drinking 40, smoking blunts and shit, we didn't associate that with Africa.
No.
That's just nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? But every time we did something positive, it was considered to be Afrocentric. Oh, you on
Right.
that African stuff. You on that
Mhm.
back to Africa shit. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And so we've been the ones upholding the continent, man. We've been the ones holding that shit down. You know what I mean? As
Now,
far as the image is concerned, shedding positive lights.
now, though, on the flip side of that, as we are learning, right, they're using the excuse that they don't know anything about Black American culture outside of the gangbanging stuff. Well, they only show, the bad stuff. Well, what bad stuff? Because y'all got Beyonce, they show y'all Kobe Bryant, they show y'all Jay-Z. This is why we see videos of people in villages, doing dances to our foundational Black American brothers and sisters music. So the images that you're getting are all positive. So what y'all talking about? Stop lying.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
Stop
point.
lying.
That's a good point because they do try to make it seem like, well, you got to give them an excuse because they just been so brainwashed by the
Mm-hmm.
media and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when you bring up the Beyonce thing, a lot of them was upset with Beyonce
Yes.
for trying to represent Africa in a
Africa.
positive way.
Yep. She got a lot of backlash.
A lot of them was throwing shade at Erica Badu.
Yes.
Saying, what tribe is that? That's not
Right.
African and blah, blah, blah. Why she putting this garment with that garment? Those patterns don't even go together and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Now, but
And then,
where's the African Erica Badu or the African Beyonce? I'll wait.
only person I could think of is Fela. Fela Kuti is the only one that I could think of. You know what I'm saying? Who had like a warrior spirit, who was an international superstar. You know what I mean? And even he talks about, being influenced by James Brown.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But the flip side of that, right? When they say that they see negative images of us in the media and all of that, we see negative images of Africa in the media.
That's all I've known.
Africa's always portrayed as just niggas starving in the jungles and all of that shit. But
you know who taught me that it wasn't that was Hidden Colors. It took me to see Hidden Colors, honestly, to know that it was more to it than what it was. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I never had the desire until I became an adult to go to Africa, to want to visit, because I'm like, I'm not going out there. They got flies and disease. I don't want to see that. I never knew that there were cities and that it was beautiful.
Right. But even with all of that, even with us being inundated and bombarded with those type of images of Africa, we were still throwing up that black fist.
And again, I felt like it wasn't their fault. Like, I didn't want to go visit because I didn't want to. If I'm going to go there and just see this, I don't want to be there. Right. I remember, like, most here, and I don't know how it is in a lot of you guys' states, but if you're in corporate America, a lot of times just out of your payroll check, it can go to, the United Negro Fund or some of these African countries. Like, we were donating. My mom, who retired from the school district after 30 plus years, she did that out of every paycheck. She was donating to Africa because this is what we thought they were going through. Her whole 30 plus year career, she was giving money to Africa.
All right. And so the point of it all is, when we saw those images, we didn't look down on y'all for it. When we saw those images, we had empathy. We knew that the cause was still the white supremacists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We knew that. You know what I'm saying? Even those of us that didn't really know much about Africa, didn't know much about our history, and that's all that we saw, just innately, just spiritually, we already knew what time it was. Because we've been over here so long, directly under the thumb of the most wicked, the headquarters of white supremacy is here. You know what I'm saying? We've been under that shit for so long. We know these folks. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever we see that type of despair, we know the white supremacist hand is in that shit some way, somehow. And again, we don't blame it on the black people that's over there starving.
No, and we still extended an olive branch financially. Now, at that time, I didn't know that the money wasn't getting to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My heart, though,
Sally Struthers hustle.
Right. Our hearts, though, were in the right place. We were making sure that we were giving to what we felt was our people.
Hold on. Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, and all of them, when they made We Are the World, ain't that what We Are the World was for?
And the donations went to Africa, allegedly, supposedly.
Those is all foundational Black Americans.
Yep.
Those is all foundational Black American heroes.
Right.
Using their platforms, their resources, to direct resources to the African nations that needed our help.
Right.
Where do we see that on the flip side? Where has that been reciprocated?
We'll wait.
Just saying, we got to talk about it, man.
We got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it. Y'all hit that like button, family. You know what I mean? I need to see some more likes over there, man. There's a couple of y'all up in here that I haven't seen before. Appreciate y'all tapping into the GodCast, man. We do this each and every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Just like we chopping it up right now. So make sure y'all stay tapped in with us, man. Click that notification bell. And make sure y'all tune in on Wednesdays and Thursdays as well, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, where we have the Black Business Showcase, where we bring on different business owners and entrepreneurs from different industries to chop up some good old business game. So, yeah, tap in with us, family. What else we got on the menu, Nicey girl?
So, this is from the Atlanta Black Star, or Yahoo, actually, News. Unprecedented. Judge rules Missouri ex-cop awaiting sentencing for killing a Black man can remain free while he appeals his case. So this, a white former Kansas City police officer, faces up to 19 years in prison after being convicted of killing a Black man, will remain free on bond after his sentencing. When have they ever done that?
I don't know if that's unprecedented, though.
I
I don't
mean, for
know.
the most part, the few convictions that we've had, they get reprimanded right away to jail. They don't get to go wait. Appeals
What
can take
about Peter
years.
Liang? What about Peter
Yeah,
Liang?
yeah. But did he ever get? Did he get arrested?
I don't remember if he did any little bit of jail time after after he did get found guilty. I don't remember if he got remanded, but he got sentenced to no jail time, even though he was found guilty.
Guilty. Well, this is just crazy. So the judge maintains that he can remain free because he doesn't believe he will run. He knows he's going to jail. That's a quote directly from the judge.
They giving that nigga an opportunity to murk himself.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? We really can't, we don't see no way to let you up out of this one. So, we're gonna give you a couple of days to make that decision. Say goodbye to your family and put a hole in your head.
Right. Save the streets, the time.
Yeah.
So here's another one. So white only policy repealed in Ann Arbor neighborhood after 75 years. This is in Michigan, you guys. A racial covenant in Ann Arbor neighborhood D was finally repealed by civil rights members and community groups. The restrictive covenant existed since 1947.
All the way
Literally
to
a white
2022.
only. We're in 2022, y'all. But racism is over. What did Obama say? We're in a post-racial society.
Right. Right. And so why you think they're doing this? Why you think they're doing this now?
Symbolism. I think, it's right on time for these midterms and all this stuff. Like, I think that the civil rights activists and stuff that's pushing for it probably are some shields, themselves. Like, come on now. Look, you guys, look how we do it.
I was reading the article and I was trying to find like the angle. I'm trying to see like, okay, so are there some black folks that y'all about to give some housing to over there or something, or is this just like just a symbolic gesture? But
it's a symbolic gesture.
You're gonna take down the sign,
person,
but it still ain't gonna be no black people over there. Hell no.
I don't want to, as a black person, be in a neighborhood like that. Period. So it has to be symbolism. That's it. Nothing more.
Yeah, you might got some bootleg niggas trying to get up in there. You might got some bootleg
move
niggas.
around the corner. Move around the corner.
Or some immigrants.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or like that one that was on the Spaces who said that he lives in a white neighborhood. He was only one though.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, man. I don't know what that's about, man. But it's always a chess move with them. It's always a chess move. You know what I mean? I never just look at the one move. What's coming down the line behind that? You know what I mean? That's what I look at.
This is an interesting one too. So, well, no, not that one because that's kind of old. Okay, so this is a good one. I know everybody has heard about this, so we all know about the insurrection back on January 6th. So the Florida man that paraded Pelosi's lantern around the Capitol on January 6th has been sentenced to a hard 75 days in jail, y'all. Hard times. How long he gonna do that? Maybe, they're gonna send him home for overcrowding. He's not gonna even do, a few days. They're gonna say the jails are overcrowded. We're gonna go ahead and, send you home with time served.
Yeah, that man ain't going to jail.
No.
That man is not going to jail. Is this a federal sentence? Are these federal sentences that they're giving these people? Are they making it look?
Let's see.
I wonder,
and he has a $5,000 fine, by the way.
But okay, yeah, I ain't really got nothing to say about that dude. He ain't going to no jail.
He ain't going to jail.
He ain't going to no jail. They all get. The only one that's going to jail from that whole insurrection shit is that black dude that was trying to use that shit for his mixtape cover.
Right.
Nigga that was out there clout chasing, doing a photo shoot.
Right.
He the only one going to jail. But speaking of federal court system, you got a new judge. You got a new judge that just got appointed out there. What's her name?
Yeah, what's her name? Her name is Ketanji Brown Jackson. So she was just made the Supreme Court Justice by Joe Biden. And so it's interesting because a lot of people want to focus on the, I guess, couple of positive things that she did. She helped a family member who was facing a drug charge. I don't know if he got off or he got a reduced, sentence, but because it was drug related, and of course they want to attach everything that comes to, the drug game on Black people. We don't bring drugs here. We don't have no boats. We don't have no planes, but that's neither here nor there. So again, but they don't like to talk about the fact that there was some Black employees that complained about this company some years ago, and they sued and filed a class action suit. And guess who tossed it out?
Ketanji Bedwinch Brown.
Yeah, she tossed it out. So you niggas ain't getting nothing. No, it wasn't racism.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and I see she got a lot of ties to the small hats as well.
I believe that her husband is one.
Yeah, they support her big time.
Big time. And they were actually publicly kind of, tweeting about that. They're supporting her. So, when you see them really like standing up publicly behind a figure like that, that kind of tells you everything that you need to know.
And they was just blacking it up. It was just saluting her, the first Black female Supreme Court justice. Blase blah. She Black as hell.
Too. Like my thing is she's here to uphold her job, right? What is her job? To hold up the system of white supremacy. They always tell us not to bring up a person's race, especially when it's somebody Black. Why are you guys bringing up the fact that they're Black? Well, why is it that something symbolic happens? Because there's no tangibles behind this. You bring up the Blackness. We didn't bring it up, you did.
Yeah, y'all going out your way to say how Black this woman is.
Yes.
Okay. Now what that got to do with us?
What do we get out of her getting her job that she's going to do for y'all? That she's there to uphold the system.
Right. And so, yeah, man, Black people, we got to stop. We got to get out of being satisfied with living vicariously through a few token Negroes and just being happy to see, somebody Black in a so-called position of power, that's not able to do nothing for the masses of us.
Right.
We can't just be satisfied with that, man. That's kind of played out. We got to be more politically mature, politically sophisticated than that at this point in this late hour. We can't afford to be that, like simple-minded.
My text messages when the announcement happened were lit up. And I'm just like, we just cannot be doing this. Like, and what does this mean? And like, I'm not moved at all. Like, yeah, like, oh yes, we got a Black woman to come and uphold white supremacy, just like Clarence Thomas.
I was about to say, I wonder if Negroes were celebrating when Clarence Thomas got appointed.
I wonder, because how long it's been? He been there before we were born, right?
My whole damn life, he been up there. I don't know how long ago that was. It might have been in the 80s, but I think it was like in the 70s. He's been there for a long time. He's been there for a long ass time.
Certified tap dancing Sambo, like give him his stripes.
And is it like a prerequisite that you have to have a white spouse? Is that like a prerequisite for niggas that make it up to these high positions? Because it can't be just a coincidence that everybody just happen to have a white spouse.
Right.
What's that about?
Right. I'm saying it like, I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, we're gonna move on. So,
you about to cut somebody out?
I was. So Memphis judge has ordered a new trial for Pamela Moses, a woman who was sentenced to 6 years in prison for trying to register to vote. So all of a sudden, y'all, right? All of a sudden, there was some evidence that wasn't submitted and blah, blah, blah. Like, so we're going to go ahead. She was released, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, until she gets her new trial. But again, it's just, to me, all of it just right in time for midterms. Look, Negroes, we let a woman out of jail. We fought for this. We did not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Salute to the Democrats.
I'm just.
And so now, if she comes out kind of caping for the Democrats, bigging up the Democrats and all of that, you know what I mean? You know what kind of deal they made behind the scenes,
right?
You know what I mean? Because okay, even though I got out, you know what I'm saying? If that happened to me, even though I got out, because I'm supposed to get out anyway, I wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. I'm still gonna have my foot on their neck. Anybody that's put a microphone in my face, I'm gonna be speaking truth to power about the injustice that took place. I'm not gonna be congratulating people for righting a wrong that should have never been happening in the first place. I'm not gonna be patting them on the back and trying to galvanize support for them because they did the right thing. Like doing the right thing is the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? And also, you know, with that being said, there also needs to be consequences for these prosecutors who withhold evidence. Like we can't keep allowing this to happen as well. So, you know, there needs to be something in place when this is happening. My thing is give me the chance to fight, you know, for my freedom, whatever that may be. You know, present all the evidence. Don't withhold anything. And if you're knowingly and willfully doing that, there needs to be consequences.
It should definitely be punishment for sure. For sure. But they ain't talking about punishing nobody. They just let the lady go. And I'm sure she has a family and everything like that. So, you know, we glad she's home. You know, we're not saying that.
She should have been there in the first place.
Right.
You know.
Right.
All right. So this is on people.com. Former youth softball coach charged with sodomy, sexual abuse involving player on her team. This is in Alabama. Police in Hoover, Alabama. I don't know if you want to show her face, but yeah. She's 30 years old. Her name is Megan Billingsley Deese. 30-year-old was arrested by Hoover police on Wednesday. Deese is charged with first-degree sodomy, first-degree sexual abuse, and enticing a child to enter a vehicle, house, etc. for immoral purposes. She posted her $90,000 bond. Why isn't she here without bond?
This is a white woman?
It's a very white woman.
A white woman. So what's the definition of sodomy?
When someone sticks something in you anally.
Hey, what she had going on, man?
Right.
What the hell this woman got going on? Hold on.
Kind of takes us back to last week when we spoke about the teacher who had students eating cupcakes that were made with her police officer husband sperm.
Right. And now this woman was a softball coach. Mm-hmm. Any police relatives on that side of the game?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll show y'all what she looks like, family. This thing here.
Right.
She kind of looks like one of those people that the Ukrainian president was talking about. Yeah. This what he described, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he's describing. What you guys see right there on the screen, that's what he's describing. That's who he, you know, is crying for.
Man, white folks. What's going on in white society, man?
Man, you know,
what's
again,
going on in white society? You know, where are the leaders?
Right.
I mean, it's disgusting. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, this thing is moving slow. Okay. Yeah, I just want to remind y'all who we supposed to be, you know, feeling sorry for out here.
Right. Yeah. Let's get that reminder going.
It's very emotional for me because I see European people with blue eyes and blonde hair being killed, children being killed every day with Putin's missiles and his helicopters and his rockets.
And so, of course,
there you go.
Taylor Max, I need you to recant those statements that you made earlier about how brave and, you know, just giving this man so much praise. I need a recant. I need him to call out this bullshit right here too. Taylor, if you're listening.
I ain't even see him say nothing about.
Nothing.
I don't know what's going on,
Nothing.
man. Martin Luther King, man. You know,
Man.
I'm Mr. Benefit of the Doubt. In case y'all didn't know,
Oh my God, y'all.
I'm
Like
Mr. Benefit of the
sometimes
Doubt.
I want to just jump through. Oh, we have to talk about this. Sometimes I want to shake you. I'll be like, oh, like, oh. Sometimes I'm like, is he joking?
You know what I'm saying? They over there going
Oh,
in on Sean King. I'm like, Sean King, all right.
oh, you will find one piece of goodness in a person and just be, I mean, no. This. Check this out. No. The bad outweighs the good, because he's gonna find a bit of goodness in someone, which is a good, carrot.
Listen.
characteristic to have,
Look,
but
let's be
Lord,
clear. Let's be clear. It's not a coon spirit in
no,
sight. All
it's not.
right.
It's
It's not
not.
a coon spirit. I settle on the best part of my people. You know what I'm saying? I try to settle on the best part of my folks,
Or
man.
or sometimes it's more like he'll kind of question us, like, okay, well, did you guys check this? Like, what other information did you get, to come up with this conclusion? Like, so he wants to make sure, like, this person really is who we say they are. We're not just like acting on emotion or something like that. So I'll give
Yeah.
him that. But even when you start off and you ask that question, I'll be like,
This
oh,
nigga here.
why can't he just be
This nigga off code.
I just want you to be mad.
Nah, I'm a very calm person in real life. Like, I think my calmness upsets people because it's hard to rattle me. It's hard to get me emotional or upset about anything. Like, a lot of people don't like that about me. And so I think that kind of ties into it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very non-emotional about things, very logical person. You know what I'm saying? So I need the information. I need the data.
He needs to that.
I need the data.
Right. You know what? I just look at it like he's like making sure we're not just jumping on something without all the facts. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm like, nope, here's the receipts. Nope. We ain't giving this person no benefits. Nope. Check this out. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Oh,
Man, y'all had a lot of stuff going on in this over this past week. I'm looking through the source materials.
oh yeah, we got another one. This is a sad story to me. It's horrific. Autistic boy beaten as school staff watched. So an 11-year-old black boy who's autistic, nonverbal, was beaten up at school by a fellow student as staffers watched and did not intervene at all.
Yeah, that was. I'm not gonna show that video. That was
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Supposedly the staff members, I believe it was two, were fired or whatever. But this is caught on video. You guys can research that yourselves. It's actually on the New York Post. It was published on the 25th, so you can check that out yourself if you want to see the video. It's disturbing. Again, this is a nonverbal 11-year-old autistic kid that was attacked by another kid that was much bigger than him, and staffers literally looking. I'm just like, we're gonna just let them, tire themselves out or whatever
Right.
they, thought. Like, it was just so disturbing, and rightfully so. The grandfather stepped up and was like, "We're suing, because this should not have happened." How many other times has this happened? Perhaps, and I'm sure. I think the kid went home, although he's nonverbal. A nonverbal child will still let you know when something is wrong. And
Yeah,
so
they got their own way of communicating.
yeah, and so that's what it was. And grandfather was like, wait a minute, this isn't, normal. We need to, look into this, and starts questioning the school. And lo and behold, and also bruises and stuff on him, but he forced them to release the tape. And yeah, cute little boy, cute as he can be, with his little suit on.
And I could just imagine those parents probably want to blow that damn school up.
Right. And literally in the footage, you can see a staffer just like looking like he or she was entertained by it in a way.
Yeah, that shit was disgusting. So we got like one more day of Black History Month.
Black history is 365 days a year.
No, y'all niggas get 28 days,
No.
and every 4 years y'all might get 29. Depends on if we might and we say so.
Right. Y'all might get a leap year. How many
But
how many years does it take for the year?
4 years. But we can't let Black History Month go by without celebrating this beautiful blackness right here. Essence got going on.
You play entirely too much.
You know what I'm saying? Just in time for Black History Month. Essence Magazine. Shout out to Professor Black Truth, man. That's my guy. Essence Magazine makes history by putting the LGBT couple on its cover for their Black Women in Hollywood issue. This is their priority. Not punishing the police, not demanding tangibles for us, but this is why the old Black media is dead. And that's why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. But ain't that just, you know.
And then the cold part about it is when something does go down, when one of our youth get into trouble, the first thing they ask is, where's the father? You know, fathers need to stand their kids' lives. They need to step up. Yet you're promoting this.
Right.
Make it make sense.
And now this war that y'all want niggas to get ready for, are y'all going to be signing them up?
Right.
Especially
the studs, because you know, some women got to stay at home and care for these families and stuff. But these studs, you're the masculine one, so you got to go.
And now, we're not knocking nobody's lifestyle, y'all. It's not about knocking nobody's lifestyle. I just really don't want that on my coffee table like that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
The Essence Magazine, growing up, the Essence Magazine was always like a staple in foundational Black American homes. You had the Essence, the Ebony Magazine, Jet Magazine. You know what I'm saying? And, it was always tried to promote a wholesome image of us. You know what I'm saying? But now we're taking a strong left here.
Yeah.
Taking a strong left turn. We gotta be progressive. We gotta be progressive, and we gotta keep up with the times. So this is what the new Black family is looking like.
I saw other celebrities posting this as if this was something like, I don't know, to really shine. I was just like, call her. Just call her, send her a text. And
my thing is, you got this large platform with all of these resources to spread messages, and this is what you prioritize with everything that's going on out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't use those resources and that platform and that name that's been around forever to highlight some real issues that's going on out here. Y'all ain't talking about nothing that we talk about on Sincere Love the Godcast. I can flip through that whole magazine.
Remember when they had D-Ray on the cover?
D-Ray, the comedian?
No.
Oh, D-Ray, the Black Lives Matter?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I ain't know he was on the cover of Essence.
Has Essence put out an article about reparations? Has Essence reached out to any of our reparations candidates? Has reparations spoke to any candidate about Black policies, period? Black agendas, period?
Right.
Essence?
Right. So the Essence Fest is going to be lit this year, huh?
Right.
Essence Fest is going to be lit. Man, I don't know, man. I can't with the old Black media.
We ain't.
Thank God for the new Black media.
Right. So we have Columbia University Psychiatry Department chair is suspended after referring to a dark-skinned model as a freak of nature.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Jeffrey Lieberman. Had replied to a tweet on Monday, falsely referring to Sudanese model Nakeem. I don't know how to say her name though now. She's 29, but I follow her. I used to think I love her skin, personally. She is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the darkest skin. Her skin is beautiful, like flawless. But when I started following her on social media, I used to think it was a filter. like she was making it look darker than it, was or whatever.
I'm
But
pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure
I
they
think her
are.
skin is just so beautiful though. Like it's dark, but it's all one color. She, top model. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Yeah,
And what
but
did he
you
say
don't get
about
to
her?
say a freak of nature. Like, what does that mean, white man? What does freak of nature mean?
Hmm, let me see. Let me show y'all all this melanin.
I mean,
Boom.
look at that.
Boom.
She's stunning.
Falsely referring to Sudanese model Yakim Gatwich as the Guinness Book of World Records for a person with the darkest skin on earth.
As a freak of nature.
Okay.
She's beautiful though. Like, she can wear any color lipstick.
What is that like a backhand compliment from the Guinness Book too? Because she ain't the only black motherfucker like that. You
But
got whole
she's in the
tribes
Guinness
of
for
people that
the
look like that.
darkest.
I
Well,
mean, she might be the darkest model or something, but they got a whole tribe of these motherfuckers over there in the Sudan.
right.
You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like, is that like a backhand compliment from the Guinness Book?
I'm sure, absolutely. When you think about it, I didn't think about it that way initially, but when you think about it, like especially over there in
I mean, you got
Sudan,
people
like
over here that's dark. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like that other picture, this picture right here. Like I said, I think the same thing as you. They darken this
you have
up.
to filter that.
You know what I'm saying? They because look, that don't even look the same as this right here. We got people right
Right.
here. Cicely Tyson
Maybe
damn near
that's
look
because
like
that's
that.
outside. The sun will change the color because it's a lot of natural light, maybe.
Okay, so all right, cool. So her natural complexion is more close to this, what we seeing
Yeah,
in this image, as opposed to the other one that's doctored up. Her natural
yeah,
complexion, when you see her in person, this is closer to what she actually looks like. So why is she in the Guinness Book? Because
true.
I had some twins that lived right next door to me when I was a kid that looked like this. You know what I mean?
TD Hip Hop said I've seen way darker. Yeah,
Right, right. And TD, shout out to TD. TD from Haiti.
right.
They got some heavily melanated sisters over there and brothers, right? So yeah, I think that's one of those backhanded compliments, man.
Well, he was suspended. White man was suspended for saying something goofy, but what do you expect? They like to say goofy shit, of course, and sexualize and fantasize, some, nasty, disgusting things that they would love to do with a black woman.
Yo, but
Um,
speaking of TD hip hop, for those of y'all that's not familiar with our brother, make sure that y'all subscribe to TD Hip Hop Media on
please.
YouTube. Definitely go to his channel. I think he got a couple of channels. I know he got a couple of different platforms, but definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes,
I mean, one of the most brilliant brothers that we have out here in the new black media, breaking down the
absolutely.
information in a very concise form. You know what I mean? His platform needs to be elevated and seen by way more people. So make sure y'all go check him out. Please, family, subscribe to his channel. You
As a
know what I
matter of
mean?
fact, in our source materials, I actually put in there one of the articles he did, which was the Chicago's non-black city council members blocked a $1.6 million payout to a black family assaulted by the Chicago PD. Right, so they blocked this lawsuit from this black family, yet allowed a lawsuit for a some Hispanic dudes that had a situation with the law. So right after they blocked them, they awarded funds to someone else that was non-black. Now, mind you, everyone on this council board is non-black.
Facts. All of the non-blacks
All the
voted against
non-black.
it. The only people that
Right,
voted for it were the Negroes.
right,
All of every single one of the non-blacks on the board voted against the sister getting paid, and she lost her eyesight. She
she
was
lost.
blinded
Hmm.
from some glass going in her eye or something like that. Now the Mexican dudes, they claimed that they were shot at. Nobody got
Right.
hurt.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It's nothing. They just claimed they were shot at by the police, and they were awarded that check.
Right. And also remember with the guy said, basically he was saying there's no way that she drove from, I guess, where she lived, the ghetto. And I'm not saying that she does, but this is how I, interpret it. Why would you leave the ghetto to come way on this side of town to, our area unless you were here to loot?
Right. That's what who was he that was talking? Who was he?
He was on one of the councilmen that said something like that.
One of the council people.
Right.
Because there was a trial about this woman's case, and they were found, they were cleared of any type of wrongdoing. They were found to have done nothing wrong. They didn't break no laws whatsoever. What was the conclusion of the trial or the court case? You know what I'm saying? But the councilman still took upon it on himself to say, "Well, I'm white and I say so. I believe that they was doing something. We couldn't prove it. There wasn't no evidence, but they was doing something. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been over here."
And my thing is, they pulled up into the shopping center parking lot. I guess because of the unrest that had gone on, throughout that week, they had shut the malls down or something. So when they pulled in there, obviously it's closed. The only thing the police had to do was say it's closed, turn around, leave. They snatched them all out the car, and doing all this extra stuff that they typically do with Black people. End up, beating this woman to the point she lost her eyesight, and she sued because, again, I wasn't there to loot. You didn't even catch me looting. You snatched me out the car. You didn't need to do that. I never got out until you snatched me out.
And family, this is the channel right here. This is TD Hip Hop Media. This is the channel right here. Get those subscribers up, click the notification bell and all of that good stuff. Catch up on all of these stuff. If you just now getting put on, if we putting you on, catch up on all of this stuff, man. Some of the issues you might be familiar with, but again, the way this brother breaks it down and brings the receipts and the evidence all together, you know what I mean? I admire this man's work and what he does, man. He's a real
He teaches
professional.
me a lot. Definitely professional
my
and
bad.
thorough, very thorough.
Right. So go check him out.
Excuse me.
Jackson or View of One, if one of y'all could put the link to his channel inside the chat, that would be helpful as well. And I'll see if I could pin it to the top. And so yeah, we almost done.
So we have also a man charged with murder and shooting death of Deshaun Hill Jr. So this man, a white man, accused of fatally shooting a North High School student early this month in North Minneapolis, has been arrested and charged with murder, court records show. Cody Foringham, 29, faces one count of second-degree murder in connection with the killing of 15-year-old Deshaun Jr. the afternoon of February 9th near Golden Valley Road and North Penn Avenue. So I'll just give you guys a little bit of it. So they were walking down the street. This kid, shoulder kind of touched his as they were walking by. This dude, I think, came back and, shot the kid, lied about it. Witnesses saw someone with a certain coat on or whatever. They end up questioning him, found the jacket, found blood, etc. He killed an innocent 15-year-old, for no reason.
God damn.
And they saw it on surveillance. So they were, in that area, which was kind of a residential area. Most families at this point have Ring cameras, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On their houses and stuff like that. Yeah. So it was caught on surveillance as well.
And this just kind of reminds me of a post that I put up earlier this week. I think it was yesterday. My brother, Paul Mooney.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny, but Paul Mooney speaks truth to power. You know what I'm saying? So let me just play that real quick. We play that joint real quick because something wrong with these white folks, man. God damn, y'all just be out here just killing folks for no good reason.
Well, they know there's a system to protect them.
Is it on the screen?
Yes.
All right.
because they crazy. White folks will kill you. Don't have to know. Why you won't see them dead? Crazy as cat shit. Got all the answers in court. They asked the crazy white man. Crazy white man, why did you kill your wife? I was sleepwalking. It's a very unusual case. We'll have to study it. Crazy nigga, why'd you kill your wife? I was sleepwalking. Oh, nigga, really? Well, we're going to put you to sleep. We're going to put an end to all of this. No, nigga, there'll be no more walking around. Crazy white man, why did you wake up and kill everybody in the house? I don't remember. He doesn't remember. Unusual case. We'll have to study this. Crazy nigga, why did you wake up in the project and kill everybody? I don't remember. 2,000 years, nigga, I bet you will remember. Crazy white man, why did you wake up and kill everybody on your block? I'm 12 different personalities. 12 different people? How unusual. We'll have to study this. Crazy nigga, why did you wake up and kill everybody at BET on your job? Because I'm 12 different personalities. Oh, really, nigga? Well, pick who you want to be, because some niggas going to jail. Fred, you don't give a damn. A nigga's going to jail today.
Punishment.
Immediately.
They don't let us get away with bullshit. The white folks can talk shit all day long.
Do not pass go, nigga.
No.
That's classic right there, man. Rest in power, Paul Booty, man.
And by the way, this guy does have $1 million bond. And shockingly enough, they actually brought up his old convictions. He has multiple convictions for drugs and weapon violations dating way back to 2010.
Yeah, I don't want y'all to miss that. She said shockingly enough. Okay, that's excellent journalism right there. Shockingly enough, they brought up his prior convictions, because they usually don't do that with white folks. They'll tell you, you can't bring that up.
First, usually they bring up the black dead, the victim's past.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They'll usually do that.
Right. They'll put that nigga on trial. Yeah, that nigga's dead, but I think he had a bag of weed in 6th grade.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Craziness.
Well, rest in peace to that brother, though. You know, it's so sad, that another, mother and father has to bury their child over a senseless killing by a white supremacist who felt that, I'm white and I say so. I don't want you here.
Well, keep an eye on it, because, they probably got to do a study.
Right.
Figure out what's wrong with that nigga, with that cracker. They probably gonna have to do a study. That's gonna be the sentence. But all right, family. About to get up out of here, man. We covered a lot today, though. We did good. We was flowing.
Mm-hmm.
We was flowing. Again,
y'all liking the content right now, though? Are we doing good? You know what I'm saying? Y'all like the way that we're kind of doing stories back to back, kind of, chopping it up about it. Like, give us some feedback.
Yeah, hit us up, man. Leave some comments. Let us know what y'all think we could do different. You know what I'm saying? But what type of stuff would y'all like to see from Sincere Love the Godcast versus the stuff that you already like that you're seeing? We haven't been doing it that long. Even though we got quite a few episodes under our belt already, but it's only been like 4 months. We started in October.
Yeah. And look, y'all, we're starting for the Black Business Showcase. I'm already starting to book people into May. So the calendar, is like literally, I'm already, March is gone, halfway done, pretty much done with April. So I'm like, we're in May. Like, I feel like that is dope. You know what I'm saying? Dope. Like, I'm able to, get people, as far ahead as we are. And also people being so receptive, to us reaching out, because we're just reaching out, on our own. And, the fact that, they're agreeing, they're saying, we love what you're doing. Absolutely. I love, to come on your show, because they don't know us, we don't know them, so. And that's just the feedback that we're getting a lot is we love what you're doing. and definitely will show up on your show. So thank you to everyone that has agreed and done the show in the past and the ones that's coming. Thank you so much, for allowing us to showcase your business and also, stepping in our platform that's new, very, very new, so we appreciate that.
All right. Major confirmation, man. The response that we
Yeah,
get from you all and the guests and all of that is just a major confirmation that what we are doing is impactful, you know what I'm saying?
right,
And it's needed. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So we're gonna do our best to try to keep getting better at this,
Yes,
try to make sure that we bring y'all the highest quality content as possible as well. And so another thing that y'all can do to support, if you do want to see the Godcast grow and get better, if you look at the bottom of your screen scrolling across, if you appreciate the Godcast and find value in our content, please show your support via Cash App, $ Sincere Love number 7 and $ Nicely Girl. That's NYCTEEGUR. So yeah, that's how y'all could support the team. You know what I mean? We got a lot more to come.
a lot more to come. This Wednesday, we will have Made by Cake Kitchen on this Wednesday. So make sure you guys tap in on Wednesday. We will have Made by Cake Kitchen on this Wednesday. I'm excited.
Shout out to my girl
have
Kay.
her on. Yeah, I love to cook, so I posted
Man,
a
I saw that.
homemade
I
pound
saw
cake that I
that
made
goddamn
today.
pound cake.
Homemade, by the way, from scratch, no
That
box.
goddamn pound cake. I'm like, yo, about to give a nigga diabetes through the
Oh,
phone.
diabetes. Yeah. I made a little diabetes cake today, y'all.
And Kay, her whole page is diabetes.
Man,
Nah,
diabetes, but you know what?
it looks so good. It looks so good. I'm like, man. But yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
chop it up with her. So make sure y'all tap in for that.
Yep.
And yeah, stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more from Sincere Love the
We got
Godcast.
y'all. We got y'all.
All right. And so, like I always remind y'all, family, we are not the master teachers. We are only the master students and signal boosters for the voices of the new Black media. Appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Y'all have a great week. Peace.
Do for self or suffer the consequences. The wisdom of Elijah